G'day everyone, how's it going? My name's Big Pup, and today I'm super duper excited to bring you some battles featuring Shadow Double Legacy Mewtwo in the Master League. Mewtwo is an absolute powerhouse of a Pokemon. The Side Strikes and Shadow Balls hit like a right hook from Mike Tyson straight to the cranium. So without any further delay, please like and subscribe, and let's hop into the battles and let's have some fun. Heading straight into the first match for our Shadow Mewtwo into a HoOh. According to PvPoke, this is technically a losing matchup, however, my opponent doesn't know that and they end up switching out. In comes Yveltal, we're about 1.5 Side Strikes. Obviously Yveltal into a Shadow Mewtwo is a terrible matchup for us, so we're going to retaliate with the Reshiram. In comes the first Fusion Flare. This will be doing some significant damage if it lands. It lands on the Yveltal, gets it into the low red. We know we can tank whatever move it's throwing. It's just the Dark Pulse. We should be able to farm down, unfortunately not, but I'm going to hedge my bets and see if we can survive another Dark Pulse. We survive. We are able to farm down because the snarl damage isn't doing very significant damage, and they retaliate with a Kartana. Bit of a tough decision here. We just come with the Mewtwo because we already have an energy advantage. We know Kartana runs Night Slash, which will be doing super effective to both of my backline Pokemon. So we're just going to come in with Mewtwo and start Side Striking away. In retrospect, I do think maybe I should have come with Lugia, because the Razor Leaf damage is actually doing a lot of damage to Mewtwo, whereas it wouldn't be doing very much damage to Lugia, but you live and you learn. In comes the first Night Slash. They don't get the boost, so they switch out into HoOh. We're going to shield up here. We do have 2 shields, so we might as well start using them. It's just the Sacred Fire. No debuff for us, luckily. So we're going to throw this Aeroblast and do some serious heavy damage to the HoOh. That gets it into the low red. A few more Dragon Tails and we should be able to win the matchup. We will shield up here because I'm anticipating I'll be able to farm all the way down and pretty much be able to move. 2 more Dragon Tails, 1 more Dragon Tail, and we have a Sky Attack loaded. In comes the Sky Attack. This should be doing a nice amount of damage to Kartana. It's not very tanky, it's definitely a glass cannon. So even a Sky Attack from Lugia is doing a pretty significant amount of damage. We try to catch the Night Slash. I think we did. I wasn't sure if that was a catch or a delayed throw. Regardless, we catch the Night Slash onto Mewtwo. We get to the second Sky Attack, and this should be securing us the win. Good game to my opponent. In comes the Sky Attack. Good game. Heading into the second match of the day with our Shadow Mewtwo into a Groudon. I quite like this matchup. I find quite often that the Groudon will bait with a Fire Punch. I don't really find often that they're just going straight for the Precious Blade, so I feel very comfortable to no shield. We're able to tank that. Luckily, we're running Shadow Ball. I was running Focus Blast for a while, and then I tried Ice Beam too, but I just kept running into Lugias, and it was annoying me to no end. You know, every time I needed a move that was good against Lugia, I know Ice Beam is good against Lugia, but Shadow Ball is just so much better, I find. Look at the damage. Down goes Lugia in 2 Shadow Balls. We're in an even shield scenario. I do feel quite comfortable with Lugia to come into this Dialga matchup. I know it's a losing matchup, but Lugia can do quite well, a special of 2 shields. Just the Iron Head bait. They could have gone for the Draco and done significant damage, but we're going to build up to the Aeroblast and threaten for the shield. In comes the Aeroblast. Will this land on the Dialga? Are they confident? They shield that up, which is good for us. Now we're at a 2-1 shield advantage. We are going to switch into Reshiram, catching the Iron Head. That is not very effective damage because of our sub-fire typing. Back comes in the Groudon, and we still have 2 shields remaining. What do we do here? We're just going to let it go. It's just the Fire Punch. They bait, so we call the Fire Punch. We go straight for the Fusion Flare. This should be doing a good amount of damage to Groudon. All grabbing a shield. Grabs the second shield. Now we're at a 2-1 shield advantage. I feel pretty comfortable just to let Reshiram go down. I can come in with Lugia, pretty much farm that Groudon all the way down, and then have energy loaded for the Dialga. We're throwing these Dragon Tails. It's doing a nice amount of damage. Dragon Tail by Dragon Tail, chipping away at that Groudon. They're going to throw the Fire Punch. We will need to shield up one of these Fire Punches just to survive, because it does not do a significant amount of damage. There's enough at this health range to take down Lugia. Now we should be able to farm all the way down. We're over an Aeroblast. In comes the Dialga. In comes the Nuke. Hopefully this will be doing enough damage to Dialga to take it out. 2 more Dragon Tails, and down goes the Dialga. Good game to my opponent. Heading into the third match of the day. By the way, this is a bit shorter of a video than normal. Unfortunately, I did do 2 or 3 sets with this team, but I forgot to screen record 2 of them, so I only have the 1 set to showcase. But we keep calm and we carry on, and we're going to beat this Dialga. In comes the first Iron Head. That would have taken us out. We're majorly over farming. It doesn't really matter when we throw the Side Strikes because it has Dragon Breath. It's a 1-turn fast move. So we're just going to farm all the way up. We're about 3 Side Strikes. In comes the second. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to grab a third because that would win us the matchup, but they're no shield anyway. We get to a third Side Strike. This would definitely be grabbing a shield from the Zacian. They do not want to get hit by a right hook from Mike Tyson to the cranium, or a Side Strike as some call it. So we're going to come in with Reshiram. It's probably the better matchup out of the two because Zacian doesn't have anything can hit us for super effective, just neutral. The play rough is neutral because of our fire typing, which is a really good thing about Reshiram that puts it over other dragons. Obviously, it's not on Dialga's level because that steel typing is just immense because it neutralizes other dragons. But Reshiram does have a few good things going for it. It also has a really sick design. I love the way Reshiram looks. I was really blessed to get this 15, 15, 14 shiny. I really jumped out of my seat when I caught it. Very happy with the Pokemon. Anyway, we're in here with a Lugia. We're in a very advantageous matchup here. Groudon is not a very good Pokemon to counter Lugia. Those Fire Punches do add up, but so do our Dragon Tails and Sky Attacks. We feel very comfortable just to farm all the way down and come out with heaps of energy for whatever's going to come in next. Down goes Groudon. In comes the Zacian. We're about 2 Sky Attacks. We are at the Aeroblast, so I'm hoping they think this is going to be an Aeroblast. They think it's the Aeroblast. They shield that up. We get to the second Sky Attack. This will be doing a good amount of damage to the Zacian, and hopefully I can come in with Reshiram, throw that Fusion Flare, and this should be taking down Zacian. In comes Fusion Flare. That puts down Zacian. Good game. Hopping into the next match with our Mewtwo into a Garchomp. So I don't think this is a bad matchup. I haven't really looked at the simulations on PvPoke. Just from the eye test, you can see how much damage those Dragon Tails are doing. It's absolutely ridiculous. And even though I'm pretty confident it's going to be a Sand Tomb, I'm going to shield up anyway because Mewtwo is so squishy. Furthermore, the Shadow Mewtwo is just insanely squishy. Anyway, we throw the first Psy Strike that grabs a shield. We're at the second Psy Strike. I'm hoping we're going to be able to reach a third. That would be really good for us. In comes the Psy Strike. Almost takes them out. They have a slither of health. We come in with Lugia. We feel very comfortable here. Even if they throw the Outrage, I'm very comfortable to just absorb that damage and carry on. We throw 2 Dragon Tails. Down goes Garchomp. What do they have there? It's a Giratina, so obviously not a very good matchup for our Lugia. We do have Reshiram in the back, which can handle Lugia quite comfortably because of that Dragon Breath. Though throw the Onimus Wind, so I do make a mistake by shielding that. We build up to 2 Sky Attacks, and now we come in with Reshiram. We're expecting the Shadow Ball here. Shields are down. Why wouldn't they throw the Shadow Ball? Does just over half damage. They have the Excadrill. Unlucky for them, we have the Fusion Flare loaded. In comes Fusion Flare. That absolutely... Oh, I didn't even see they had a shield there. Oh, that hurts. I thought they had no shields. So they shield that up, unfortunately. That would have been really epic to see the Mole get absolutely one-shot by the Lugia. Luckily, we do have all this energy that we saved on Lugia, so that almost takes them out. A few more Dragon Tails. We're expecting, obviously, the Rock Slide here. In comes the Rock Slide. We tank that quite comfortably. We farm all the way down. We have a nice amount of energy for the Giratina. We might be able to pull this one off. In comes the first Sky Attack. That almost takes out the Giratina. 1, 2 Dragon Tails. Good game. Alright, last match of the day. For this video, we have Shadow Mewtwo into another Giratina. This isn't a very good matchup for us. Obviously, they're running Shadow Claw, which is really bad for us. It will absolutely decimate our Shadow Mewtwo. So we switch into a Lugia. Now, you might be saying to yourself, obviously Lugia isn't the best matchup for this Giratina, but I didn't want to just switch into Reshiram and be countered with a Dialga. So we switch into Lugia to softly kind of soften this matchup. We can take the Shadow Claws pretty good because we're just insanely tanky. The Ancient Powers aren't really threatening us either. I know we're in the yellow, but because they let the Aeroblast go, we actually win the matchup in the no shield. What's going to come in next? It's a Palkia. We don't feel too bad about this matchup. We're going to be able to throw the Sky Attack. Does anyone else have a bit of a soft spot for Palkia? My first Pokemon game that I actually owned myself was Pearl. My brother got Diamond. I played his Leaf Green and I played his Emerald version, but the first one that was actually bought just for me was Pearl, so I definitely have a big soft spot for Palkia. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. We're in here with Reshiram. In comes the Aqua Tail. Does a decent amount of neutral damage to us. Those Dragon Tails were doing massive amounts of damage. I didn't see what they came on with. They're about to get hit with a Stone Edge. It is a Haxorus that grabs the shield. Now it's all down to Mewtwo. We're going to shield up here because it could be a Night Slash, which would absolutely decimate our Mewtwo. It's just the Breaking Swipe, so I should have let it go. We're going to go for the Shadow Ball. I think that was a mistake. I think we should have just gone Psy Strike. It's more energy efficient, plus it's Stab. But it all depends if Mewtwo can hang on here. Are they going to throw the Night Slash? It's just the Breaking Swipe, and we should be able to Psycho Cut down. Good game to my opponent. Thank you all so much for watching. I had an absolute blast running this team. I'm really glad I worked my ass off on Shadow Mewtwo Day and managed to get a 98%. If you enjoyed my content and if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Be on the lookout for my Pokemon Go++ review coming up in the next couple of weeks. And until next time, Have a good one.